Want to unlock tight hips, increase hip mobility, and build a pain-free lower body? Then you clicked on the right video. This no equipment routine will blend active mobility and low impact body weight strength to help open up your hips and boost performance. Whether or not you're a runner, a lifter, or just want to do a better job getting out of a chair. Are you ready to wake up those hips? Let's go. All right, the timer is started and we're going to get into an all fours position. Start off with some hip carves. So we're going to get our leg bent to 90 degrees up to the sky. We're going to rotate out, fire hydrant position, come down, back to 90, up, hold, and do that again. So out to the side, down, up, and back. While we're doing this, we want to keep up that time under tension, and we also want to make sure that we're really lifting through that heel. Where I'm imagining someone has a string around my heel and they're drawing a circle with it. Right now, I feel the center part of my glute and also that outer part of your glute medius, working really hard. All right, now we're gonna do this on the other side. I'm gonna switch sides so you can see. So our hip muscle is really, or our glutes I should say, are really important for the internal, both the internal and external rotation of your hips. And this move right here can really help work on that. Out to that side, I'm not letting my knee do too much dipping. And while we're doing this, another thing I want you to keep in mind is that your hip and your leg, or you're moving, you're not trying to like rotate your knee or the lower half of your body in or out one way. Also, while you're in this position right here, what I'm fighting to do is to keep my heel and my knee in a straight line. For me, that's the hardest part, and that's also something that's really gonna help fire up that glute medius, which is really essential for hip stability and is something that is weak for a lot of people. All right, next we're going to do fire hydrants. So I'm going to switch sides, so we're gonna go back to this side. So one thing I really try to stress both on this channel and in real life is when we say hip mobility, we think a lot about stretching. And while stretching is great, what we also need to think about is strengthening those muscles that are weak, especially some of those tinier muscles in our glute medius, like I'm doing right now with these fire hydrants. So the fire hydrant is something, should feel familiar at this point because we were doing a little bit of a variation with that in the cars, but we are keeping our heel and our knee in a straight line and we're pushing that hip out or externally rotating it as far as we can, and we're coming back down. While we're doing this, we're keeping our spine in a neutral position so our back isn't arched or rounded, and we're also making sure we keep our wrists and our shoulders in a straight line in our all fours position. You want to make these two exercises harder, you can go ahead and add a resistance band, but that's not where I'm at today. So if you want to do better than me, go right ahead. We're going to switch and do that same range of motion on the opposite side. All right, knee and heel in a straight line. I'm going to externally rotate out from that hip, go up as far as I can and come down. So some of these bodyweight strength exercises, another thing I really want you to focus on is to go up and down at the same pace. Too often, especially if something's a little bit uncomfortable or difficult, we'll tend to do this. So we'll throw our leg up or lift it up and then try to make it go down really quickly. Instead, I want you to really focus, try to count 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 on the way up and the way down. Up. I just felt my hip crack there. I don't know if you heard it. So we can already tell this is working. Alrighty. Next, we're going to do some hip adductor rocks plus leg lifts. So you might have seen me do this before, but for a hip adductor rock, we're gonna hinge, move only from those hips. We're gonna get our leg down to the ground, and then we're gonna lift our leg up, hip cracked again, don't know if you can heard it, and we're gonna rock back down. So we're gonna rock, we're gonna get that adductor muscle really loose, and then we're gonna lift that leg up, targeting that glute medius again. This leg lift is a little difficult, so if you can only get your leg like here, or you can only hold it here in the rock position, that's fine. Go ahead and do what works for you and your body today. Lifting. What I'm doing in the lift too is I'm fighting to keep my hips in a straight line, and hips keep cracking. And I'm also trying to make sure my heel is pointed upward. All right, we're gonna do that again on the opposite side. So leg is out to the side. In the adductor rock, let me show you from this side. I'm hinging from those hips. My shoulders are not moving. My hips are doing all of the moving here, and we're lifting. So in all of these motions that I've talked about so far, what's doing the movement here? It's not your back, it's not your shoulders, it's not your legs, it's your hips. And that's something that's really crucial to understand for movement in your lower body, and also just day-to-day and mobility. When we sometimes think we're doing a lower body movement, we're actually moving way too much from our shoulders, way too much from our knees, way too much from another part of our body, but our hips should be initiating the majority of that range of motion. All right, torture over. Next, although not really, although next we're going to do some seated hip flexor strengthening exercises. So, I'm sitting normally with my legs out straight behind me. I have my palms placed behind me to help support. I'm gonna lift my left leg up and down. I'm gonna lift up, hold, and lower. My hands are behind me to help with support and to help keep me upright. We're sitting in this position, we have a tendency to slouch and go like this, but we really wanna force ourselves upright so those hip flexors are working and not our lower back. Another thing I feel working very hard here, I don't know if you can hear this with me talking, is my hips, or not my hips, my abs. Because my core is working really hard to keep myself upright as this leg goes up. All right, we're gonna do that again on the other side. I'm gonna try doing it this way so it might be a little bit easier for you to see. For a lot of people, our hip flexors can be tight, but they can sometimes be really difficult to isolate in individual strength training moves, and this is one really good way to do it. So my hands behind me, proud chest, and I'm lifting that right foot, or right leg too. Not letting myself slouch, I'm squeezing those shoulder blades down and together, lifting that right leg up and down. Lifting up, okay, and down. You might have seen me lean backwards there, I wasn't supposed to do that. So your body is going to try to cheat and to have you do this. You don't want to do that. You want to be up, right? Lifting that leg and coming down. Lift, hold, come down. We're fighting to keep those hips and shoulders in a straight line. We're fighting not to be slouching, and we're also engaging those abs, so we're turning to do a hip flexor exercise and not a lower back exercise. All right, up next we're going to do hip 90-90s with a reach. So I'm gonna start with my left leg out in front of me. It's gonna be at a 90-degree angle. My right leg is back behind me at a 90-degree angle. If this feels good for you, stay here. If you wanna add a little bit more, you can take your left leg, reach it across your body, lean a little bit towards that right side of your body, and come back down. Keep our hips in a 90-degree angle, reach, and come back down. If this 90-90 is a little bit difficult for you or painful at all in your knees, I would really recommend trying a figure 4 stretch or a seated lying twist. I will link to videos right here, making a note for future me, to put them in the cards where you can see examples. So one more lift. All right, we're gonna do that again, except this time with our right foot forward, and this is our last exercise. So right foot's at 90 degrees, left foot is at 90 degrees behind me, and we're gonna take that left arm, we're gonna keep our body in good alignment, we're gonna reach to that right side. So this exercise gets a little bit of rotation, which is great because we haven't done a ton of rotation today. And also, I think for some level, everybody's lats are tight, and with the reach, we're kind of also not just like stretching our lat by getting our arm above our head. With that reach, what we're really doing is getting those multiple points of origin and insertion involved as well. All right, we have less than 10 seconds left. Reach. One more. All right, great work, everyone. That was a 10-minute routine to help unlock tight hips. I hope your hips feel looser. I hope you feel like your entire lower body has been awakened and more ready for action or what's next. You can use this workout as a warm-up, you can use this as a cool down, you can use this as an active recovery day, but it's a great way to help increase range of motion and boost performance. If you want more hip and glute work, I'd recommend checking out this video. If you want an extended cool down and stretch that's really focused on your lower body, I'd recommend checking out this video. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That's one of the most important things you can do for a small channel like this one to help with the algorithm and to help it grow. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, and I'll see you next week.